Wonder.
Yeah, man, how you doing? You good? I know you like that. I know you like that.
Hey you guys, I'm here doing a video. I need to start coming on here more, but I just want to tell you guys something, which you probably could tell by the title. So I officially left Prime. I'm talking low because I don't want to disturb the rooms next to me. But I am in a hotel. I left Prime. I brought the truck back Sunday, last Sunday, the Sunday before last. Yes. So it was nothing major. I have nothing negative to say about Prime. I just want to be home a lot more than what I am, and so I decided to leave. I've been with Prime for 2 months, 2 years. I'm sorry, 2 years and 3 months. But I did get him a 2-week notice. I don't really know how that works in the trucking industry, but I gave him a 2-week notice. I finished out the rest of March with him. Initially, my idea was to finish out the year with Prime, and then transition to something else. But some things kind of didn't flow too right. But I will say this because I want to be honest. I'm not gonna bash Prime because they gave me my start, and they gave me an opportunity to set my life up in a major way, and I'm forever grateful for that. I am forever grateful. But the reason why I left Prime was because me and Weekend Dispatch, which everybody know, Weekend Dispatch is usually the problem at every company. So Weekend Dispatch, we couldn't really see eye to eye, and I don't know, I was just kind of over it, you guys. When I was still with Prime for those last few months, I was just going through the motions. Which means I wasn't really into it. I wasn't putting my all into my work, which is not a good thing when when you have a job. You want to put your all into everything that you're doing. But I stopped, seriously, I had lost my motive. I lost my mojo basically. And it was just really just simply because of I feel like I was tolerating disrespect, and it was really no reason to tolerate disrespect. It was just the fact that I felt like, because I'm trying to do the surprise that I'm trying to show you guys. Sorry, I don't have the Rona. But I'm trying to do the surprise that I'm telling you guys about, and I wanted to make sure that was all lined up before I made a transition to another job. But sometimes God have a different plan for you, and sometimes the plan might be better, sometimes it's not. But listen, what I do know is that I had to get me back. I felt like I gave them way too much of myself, and it started to really just go left field. Stuff started happening that wasn't happening before with my dispatcher, and my dispatcher was cool. My dispatcher was real cool. Every survey that we had, I always put that he needs a pay raise because he's really a great dispatcher. But I felt like I feel like I needed to go ahead and part ways, just for the simple fact of, I didn't want anything to go wrong. I wanted me and Josh, which is was my dispatcher. I wanted me and him to, leave off on good terms, if that makes sense. I didn't want anything to deteriorate that, which it felt like the longer I stayed, it felt like that was going to happen. So I excused myself. And the other thing was, like I said, weekend. I've always had an issue with a particular weekend dispatcher. Well, actually two. And weekend is not that credible. Like, they're not credible. In my choice. They have left me. They have left me. How can I put it? They have left me, with no choice of not feeling like I could trust him, because I've had 3 situations where weekend have put me on a load that didn't exist at all, or it completely wasted my hours. So when it would come down to weekend, I started scheduling my loads around the weekend, so that way when Monday came, Josh was in and he could give me a load that I knew, he wouldn't BS me on. So when it came down to it, I wasn't able to set my load up like I usually do, which could, go around to Monday. Weekend was just being way too aggressive with accepting the load. Prior to that, I'd probably say a month before that, they had gave me a load, and it was picking up in Georgia. And y'all, I'm not lying, I called up there because it was supposed to be a drop and hook. So I called up there. It was supposed to be ready at 1 o'clock the next day. So the day of, I called up there to see if they had it ready early so I could go ahead and go down there and pick it up. Guys, I'm not lying to you guys. The yard dog, or the chicken person, told me that load was, number one, it get loaded at 12 midnight. And that load was not a prime load. It was, I think they said, a Warner load. So here I am. Now, this was not the first day that I'm sitting, y'all. I sat the day before because they didn't have anything. And that's when they gave me that load. So I had to sit on that load, which that load, now I found out that load don't exist. Yeah, following my drift here. So I found out that load do not exist. And so now I send a message to dispatch, and I tell them, listen, that load right there you put me on do not exist. See, I'm trying. When I was doing this, y'all, I was giving weekend a benefit of the doubt. I really was, because I was like, you know what? I don't care as long as I keep rolling. But they had screwed up again, you see. So when he said, okay, hold on, I gotta talk to sales, whoop, whoop, I didn't hear nothing. I didn't hear nothing at all. And he tells me another dispatcher come in, and he said, "Hey, what's going on with that load?" So it's nighttime by the time. He said, "Hey, what's going on with the load?" Which tells me y'all not communicating. He's just up here thinking I'm sitting and not doing nothing. So I said, hey, no, that load is not a prime load. That's a Warner load. Didn't hear nothing. He said he was going to talk to sales. Didn't hear nothing. Monday, here comes my dispatcher. Boom, put me right back on my route, which I was doing Murfreesboro, Tennessee to Reese to Kalamazoo, Michigan, and then up to Reed City back to Tennessee. So I said, you know, it's kind of funny that every time I try to give Weekend, you know, that little push, that little benefit of the doubt, and they always hit me with the, we don't have nothing on your route, so we don't take this. Which y'all not the most credible source in this situation. And even when I first got out here, when I first started driving for Prime, they would send me on routes and stuff, and then something would go down at the shipper or the receiver, and they never had information. Like, they never had, you know, the answers to the questions that I was asking, or the stuff that was going on at the shipper or the receiver that you're supposed to know about. So with the last load, the reason why I left, they gave me that push to leave, was I dealt with Weekend again. And they was like, they was trying to give me this little crappy load or whatever. Now, I didn't have a problem with taking the load. I eventually would have took the load because I've been there. I've been to both locations before. So that wasn't the problem. The problem was how they set up the load. Now, I told you, this particular Weekend dispatcher, his name is Jason. I probably put it out there. His name is Jason. Jason gave me this load. When he dispatch you out on a load, he don't send you no information, like no pickup information. He just send you to drop off. And anybody that work for Prime, you know how it is on the app. You have to have both the pickup and the drop off. It didn't have a time, it didn't have a trailer, it didn't have pickup number, nothing. I just had the drop off. So I didn't know, like, you know what I'm saying? It's two places. It just says Shelbyville, Tennessee. It's two places in Shelbyville that I know of that we deliver to. And I picked up there before, was supposedly had to pick up there before, and the load didn't exist. So I'm thinking it's another one of those little tricks or whatever. And I don't have time for games, y'all. When I'm out here to really work. I'm a worker. I have no problem with working. Hustling is not my thing. I mean, hustling is my thing. I don't play about that. I'm out here for a reason. But it seemed like Weekend was more so kind of like, it was kind of like more kind of like trying to slow you down. And I don't know, that could just be me, but that's just what it felt like. And so, you know, we had a little incident. Jason sent the load how he usually send it, and I'm still, remind you, I'm still on the load. I'm on my regular route. I have to drop off in Tennessee. I was in Kentucky taking my 10 hours, and all I had to do was go to Tennessee to drop off at General Mills. Now, he sends me this load on my 10. He didn't send me no pickup information. I just had the drop off information. So I said automatically, I'm reverting back to when y'all played me before. So when y'all played me 2 times really, but 2 times before. So I said, nah, I ain't gonna be able to do that. I actually asked I said, is there any way, because they said, look, we don't have anything on your route. So I asked, I said, hey, listen, is there any, do you have any Tennessee to Michigan that I could stay on my, do my thing? No, not at the moment. We don't have nothing. I said, I'm not too comfortable with this load, so I'm gonna decline it. I'm going to get in the shower at this point. They hit me back. Jason calls me. That's how Jason do it, y'all. So listen, I'm gonna put a little tip out there. Everything that you do, every conversation you have with a dispatcher, road assist, or whatever, put that in messages on your Qualcomm or on your app, so you can revert back to it if needed. Not saying they'll try anything, but protect yourself. So I just realized, this off topic, I didn't flip my camera to the widescreen. Yeah, I gotta do better. But listen, so he tells me, I'm going to take a shower. Jason calls me. That's how he do when he trying to clean up some stuff. I didn't answer. I looked dead at the phone while I was ringing. I didn't answer. I didn't. And then I get out the shower and I got a message from, I think his name was Daniel. I'm not sure. But I'm guessing it was night. It was night dispatch. So he the one that got aggressive. He was real aggressive. He was telling me that I gotta take the load. Company drivers can't refuse loads. We gotta do what y'all gotta do what we tell y'all to do. Like, he was real aggressive, and he was almost sounding like I had no choice but to take the load. Like, I gotta take anything y'all give me. I have, even if I say, look, I'm not comfortable with driving on that side of town, or in that area, I still gotta take the load. So y'all, I got pissed off. I didn't get feisty. I wanted to, but I've been working on me a little bit, so I'm trying to do some things differently. So I just told him, because by that time I was over it anyway. Like I told you earlier, I've been just going through the motions the last couple of months. So when he said his last little piece or whatever, we was going back and forth for a good little minute. And I even said to him that, the last loads that y'all been, usually when y'all give me something, it be whack or whatnot. Like, the load don't exist. And so, he reassured me, yeah, this load really exists. I think he had gave me the trailer number or something. Still no pickup number, guys. Still, and this was a loaded trailer. So now my intuition's really kicking in. Because at first I was contemplating. I was like, yeah, I go ahead and take the load. At least I'll be running. But then, especially when he started getting all aggressive and acting like he's going to make me do something. I'm grown. Can't nobody make me do anything but Jesus the Christ. Do you hear me? Did nobody die on the cross for my sins but Jesus the Christ. You cannot make me do anything that I don't want to do. And so I told him, my intuition started kicking in. So I'm like, nah, this don't sound right. I feel like it's either late or it don't exist. It's something you gotta protect. And why you don't have the information on what time that load was supposed to be picked up, when it was supposed to be picked up. This is my issue. I don't have a problem with going outside my route. That's not the issue. The issue is when you try to BS me and tell me there is nothing on your route, but everybody that's on my route is heading back in the direction of my route. That's the first thing. Don't BS me. Just keep it 100. Just say, listen, Miracle, we'll get you back on your route. But can you please run this right here? Because it's already running late or it's about to run late. Just say that. You know what I'm saying? All this trying to force an adult. You out here forcing adults. Talking crazy to adults. Like they little children. If it wasn't for us, y'all wouldn't have no money. We make the money. You need to get your mouth together. I'm just being honest. I'm being completely honest. I'm not just talking about them. I'm talking about pretty much majority of the companies, because that's pretty much all drivers' complaints is the weekend dispatcher and how people talk to you and whatever. And I'm not going for that at all. So, I said when he got finished chit chatting, saying what he had to say, all on message, and I said, I'm not taking this load, and I'm waiting on Josh, which was tomorrow. I don't know why he felt like, he said something about, I can't sit a whole 2 days. And I'm like, I'm not sitting a whole 2 days. I'm delivering this load tomorrow, and then Josh get in Monday. That day that I delivered my load was a Sunday. So I said, I'm waiting on Josh. I'm not getting this load, and I'm waiting on Josh. If we can't do that, then send me back to Springfield, and I can return your truck. And that's what I said. I didn't say anything that was aggressive or, anything out of character to scare anybody. I just said I could return your truck. I was ready to go I was really ready anyway. So listen, it really wouldn't bother me. So I didn't hear nothing back all night. I didn't hear nothing. Even when I was probably like 30 miles away. I was like 30 miles away from delivering my load to General Mills. And boom, 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 boom. Here they come with my load. My regular route. I thought y'all didn't have nothing. Y'all be tripping. Like, listen. And then on top of that, so Josh get in Monday. I'm sure he read the messages. Cause I don't delete nothing. I be waiting on him to talk to me about the messages. Cause usually when I have an issue, it's usually on the weekends, not all weekends. So I'm not out here, you know what I'm saying, causing problems or don't want to work. Cause that's not the problem. So he didn't say nothing to me Monday about it. I think that Tuesday, that's when he said something to me. And he had this long message, y'all. This long message. Now, me and Josh ain't never had no incidents, no encounters, no nothing. Like, nothing like, like that. So, he sent me this long message, and I can't really remember everything that the message said, but I do remember one thing that stuck out. And he said that I was he said, please do not threaten the weekend dispatchers. So, I'm from the South. And I'm sitting in my truck and I'm like, I threatened somebody? I'm rereading my messages. I said, I threatened somebody. Threatening to me is, look, I'm finna pull up and we're gonna woo. Excuse me, I'm talking the Southern language. I'm gonna pull up and I'm gonna beat you up. That's basically a threat. I said, you can send me to Springfield if you want, and I can return your truck. That's not a threat. So that's when I say, you know what? Because I saw right then that me and Josh was getting disconnected. And I preferred to go ahead and exit out of the building before, on good terms with Josh, before we have a serious encounter. Because I just couldn't understand how he could take up for a person that said that you didn't know how to do your job. You took up for a person that said you don't know how to do your job. So that made me feel some type of way. It did. It did. It did. Because everything that he asked me to do, I didn't have a problem with doing. Running outside my route, picking up this, picking up that, I had no problem. And you said that I was one of your best drivers. You don't. I just didn't get it. But you know, at the end of the day, me and Josh ain't never had no problems, y'all. That's what I was gonna say. That I was gonna also say, you got a problem. You taking up for the person that said you don't know how to do your job. And I also was gonna say, me and you ain't never had no encounters. Now think about that. Every time I have an encounter is with weekend, something wrong. I've been driving with Prime for 2 years. 2 years and 2 months. 2 years and 3 months. And I've never had an encounter with Josh, like a serious encounter. It was pretty much we had each other backs. At least I thought. That's what I thought. But I mean, hey, you live and you learn, because I'm still technically a rookie out here. I don't really know how, dispatchers and companies and stuff play their little games, but now I know. Don't bend over backwards. I don't need to no way. I did the 2 things that I said I wanted to do when I first got out here. So there's really no need for me to do all the extra stuff no way. But I did move on to another company. And I will be running. I'm pretty much gonna be doing the same thing I was with at Prime, dedicated. I'm gonna be on a Walmart account though, so I'm not gonna be doing General Mills anymore. That kind of sucked because I kind of built a relationship with the General Mills staff, but I still be in that area in Tennessee where I could stop by if I wanted to and speak and stuff like that. But yeah. So that's why I left Prime. I left Prime officially. And like I said in the beginning, this is no shade to Prime. I just prefer to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, because the truth should definitely set you free. And that's what I'm all about. So, but I still would honestly tell people to, start off with Prime. Simply because they're one of the best paying carriers out here, especially for you getting started. A lot of people ain't finna pay you, what Prime pays. So I would definitely say go to Prime. I will. I will.
Rap cats, man, they all got this style from me. And if I ever see them, man, they probably bow to me. And when this beat drop, I know they gon'